Indeed. 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 I think that's everything I need. A little bit of a later stream than I wanted to, but that's okay. That's okay. We are here and we're ready to party. 5 hearts, 3 pearls. You know, actually, I did some reading. Unfortunately, we're a little bit behind. We're a little bit behind, chat. You know what I'm actually going to do, though? And maybe this will be I'm putting water on my boat. I'm trying to sink it. You were first! Welcome! Good job being first. We're actually gonna go back to Outset Island to give people time to come into the stream. So, we're gonna go get soup. We're gonna go get Grandmama's soup. How does that sound? Are you pouring water into the ocean? Illegal. No, I'm pouring water into my boat to make it a submarine. I think that's how you make boats submarines. You pour water, pour the boat, water, boat, water, water boat. Water into the boat, make it a submarine, make it sink. I think that's how you do it. I should know, I'm an engineering mastermind. Alright, so plan so far. We're going to go to Outset Island to go get some soup from Grandmama so that we may have some opportunity for people to trickle in if they may. Soup from my family. Yep, soup from my family. You put fresh water into the salt water, that'll kill all the fish. Whole ocean died. Yeah, I think that's how what's it called? Osmosis? Is that when water affects water? Osmosis Jones, hit animated movie Osmosis Jones with Bill Murray? Yeah, I think that's correct. And also, this gives us an opportunity to fill out some of our charts, maybe, which we have not done. It would be nice to have more charts filled. That's what it is? Yeah, I always get osmosis and homeostasis. Those are the same word in my head. Those are the same concept, even though they are very much not the same concept. So plan for today. It's probably not going to be a long stream. I say that every time, and then I end up streaming like 2 hours anyways. Homeostasis means stays the same? Yeah, because homeo, I think, and stasis means that things don't move. I know the stasis means things don't move. Duh. I kind of want to take the opportunity to fill out some of my chart. But we're going to do the Tower of the Gods tonight. That is the idea. The Tower of the Gods will be completed. Recently learned to decimate is to reduce by 10%. Yep, and it was a form of punishment, actually. Did you know it was a form of punishment used by Roman legions? Because Roman legions would have companies cut into groups of like 100, I think. And then you would decimate the company by removing 10% of the company. And you would cut the 100 into 10 groups of 10. And then 9 of the guys would beat the one guy to death. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that a fun historical fact about the Roman Empire? Homeo, where art thou, Homeo? The Bard! A surprise appearance by the Bard in chat. Wow, I can't believe the Bard is here. Everybody say hello to Shakespeare. Making modern rhymes and sonnets. Yeah, no, I think that's a true history fact. I remember reading it. But yeah, that's where the term to decimate comes from, because you would decimate your company, and you would, which was a 10%. 10% of your company would die. Oh, it's so sad. I think the big punishment aspect of it, you will have to resign to rest in an hour. I'm tired and have breakfast with the motherly one. That sounds fun, though. Yeah, that's alright. You need to do your thing. You have a life. But that sounds fun. Breakfast with the mother. Yeah, because it's Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Please say hello to your mother before she gets taken by the mothership. We have one letter. We have a letter, guys. It sneezed on me. Just hope I get to see the tower. Yes. Are you keeping warm? You haven't injured yourself. You always work so hard. Do you have enough rupees? Your grandma doesn't have a lot, but I'm saving everything I've saved up. As long as I have you and Errol, I don't need anything else. I just want you to return home safely. Love, Grandma. Love, Grandma. She sent us 20 rupees. How sweet of her. How sweet of Grandmama. Yes, so the tower will be done tonight. We can't do anything with this head. I'm looking for the fish. Does anybody see the fish? I want to fill out my chart. Does anybody see the fish? What are you looking at? Oh, my battery. That battery of mounted guns is a dangerous thing. If only someone could blow the entire lot of them to bits. It is such a shame that they exist, for there is something wonderful hidden there. Oh. Queer Shakespeare retelling. Call that homie-yo in duty yet. Pack it up. I can't make a funnier joke than that. Chat's already done it. Pack it up. Chat's funnier. Take it to the bank and slap a blue ribbon on it, because that's the funniest joke this side of the county. Oh, man. Oh, no. Yeah, I feel like that would be a pretty good queer retelling, I think. More interesting than a lot of attempts I've seen at queer retellings. Someone write that down. I know a group that might be willing to put that show on. They'll do it. I bet they will. Yeah, every theater group, every theater area has at least one group that would lose their mind over Homeo and Dudiette. You are absolutely right. That is peak theater. I don't know. When you guys get, like, retellings, do you get as nervous as I do? I am always a little bit wary when people go like, oh, this is something retelling through this lens and stuff like that. I'm always like, okay. Because I'm afraid that they don't understand the original and what made it work, and that the retelling is done poorly for the sake of saying that they did it. Yeah, I've heard. I take it you want a chart and information about this island? Then stop by open up your sea chart. We're gonna get more sea chart information, my friends. Don't worry, I won't stop every single time to get more sea chart information. We are heading straight to Outset. I just want to fill out my chart. I'm pretty sure you can have a filled out chart by now. So tell me, Small Fry, have you heard about the Golden Triumph Forks? There are such things. And there's a chart that'll show you where to find them on that island there. If you want it, try asking that huge, grouchy-looking stone watcher. I doubt you could even budge that thing, though. You've got skinny arms, Fry. And that's all the info I've got to... So we gotta get, like, the big bracelets of power. We need to go talk to Dyrunia and get our bracelets of power. Is he the guy who gives you the bracelets? Yeah, like Child Link gets the bracelet from Dyrunia. Am I misremembering that? It's been a hot second since we played through, Ocarina of Time on this stream. Actually. So... I can't say that I remember exactly when, what, where, why, and how. But yes, so the plan stand that we have, my friends, is that tonight we're going to do the Tower of the Gods, however long that takes us to do. And that's what we're going to do. Because I was on the Zelda dungeon walkthrough. Don't worry, I didn't look at any spoilers. I don't want to spoil myself. I legitimately want to play the game blind through the later story beats and stuff like that. But I was just making sure that, the progression was... You always feel like it's always a bit dangerous, as it will always have to do... take in the context of the original. If you don't understand the context of the original, it can get real weird. I feel like a good retelling actively takes the original context in mind. It builds and or subverts it. Exactly, like 10 Things I Hate About You, which is Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare, but with Heath Ledger as a scary boy. I absolutely agree. You are 4 trillion% correct. But I was on the Zelda dungeon, and Nehru's Pearl, they had 6 pieces of heart, or no, yes, 6 pieces of heart, 6 hearts overall, and like the same amount of treasure charts we had. And I was like, okay, so we were good. And then they got to Tower of the Gods, and they had 13 hearts. They jumped from 6 pieces of heart to 33 pieces of heart. And I was like, oh. Maybe we're a little behind, lovingly. Lovingly a little bit behind. So, I think tomorrow, what's going to happen tomorrow is after we complete Tower of the Gods tonight, it's just going to be a big cleanup stream where I have the guide open, and all we're doing is just going through and getting out all the stuff that I should have up to the point of where I'm at. Because I do want to see all the story stuff, and I do want to have, like, all the hearts, and I want to see what this game has to offer, but I don't want to spoil myself, right? You're down to watch that? Good. I think that's a good idea. I think that could be fun. I think that could be a fun collect-a-thon stream. I don't know when that's going to start or how long it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a fun stream idea. Did you guys get Discord notifications for the stream? Did you all get Discord notifications for the stream? Yes, you did? Okay. Because I know that Cobalt's been down because they've missed the last couple of streams because they just haven't been able to. I don't know if they're not getting notifications or, but I sent them a direct and was like, hey, you know, I'm starting the stream, so this is just to make sure that you get it, but I don't know if they did. I don't want them to miss, they were excited for this game as well, so I don't want them to miss stuff. Which is also why, like, it was one of the reasons why we're going back to Outset, is to kind of give more people time to come in before we start the Tower of the Gods. So I appreciate the patience. I do. But I was the title, because I was thinking about it. I was like, if the gods live in the sky, why do they need a tower? And, like, obviously, the purpose the tower serves is as a testing ground for heroes. But it's also like, why is it always a tower? Why is every testing ground a tower? Is that a specific worship? Basement stairs? What? Yes, please, I would love soup. What are you guys talking about? Like, gods need a tower because of worship? I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. It's kind of like steeples. It points up, and if God is up, you gotta get something that's tall enough to point up to God. We are the basement of the gods? Like, us? We live in the basement of the gods? Tower so you can worship those goofballs? But it's like, why does the Proving Grounds always need to be a tower? Why do you always gotta go up? I guess the Proving Grounds in Twilight Princess was like a series of caves. Like, you kept going lower, similar to the Circles of Hell in Dante's Divine Comedy. But the thing about that is that that's just an upside down tower. You're just doing a tower but into the earth and going down. You wish you had a Wii? You want to replay Skyward Sword? You can probably replay it even without a Wii. Maybe. But yes, I think Skyward would be a good one. I think we're going to pretty much do all of the 3D Zelda towers because that's the easiest way to stack rocks. You think there's a Switch version? There is indeed a Switch version. I do know that there is a Skyward Sword HD. Where did we not get? Uh-oh. Guys, did we not get a chart for God-given Tower Island? I wish there was a Twilight Princess Switch version. There's a Wii U version. There's a Wii U version, not a Switch version. My bad. Yeah, Wii U, the one that no one played. The one that no one played. Do you mind if I do a little bit of travel music? No, that's stupid. That's dumb. B, you found a new game. What'd you find? Did you come in right at that moment? I was doing some travel music. What game did you find? Oh, man. You love how B looks like she's vomiting out the sound. Yeah, it comes from her throat. It's coming out of her throat when she makes that sound. Oh, man, that's awesome. What island is this? It's called Forever? What are we running from? Where's the fish? Oh, hey, there's a switch on this island. Speaking of, avoid the tornado. Why? What if I want it to have me? I want the wind god to take me away. A secret place. A sweet escape. Oh boy. Yep. So much money. We're gonna be so rich. Oh, I know what that needs from the freaking Hyrule Conquest game. Oh, hey! We definitely need the chart for this island now. Are you the fish? Okay. He's the fish. Mr. Boatman, I found the fish. We definitely need the chart for this island now because it has a Deku thing. That is a huge tornado. It looks like a game on its surface, but it's got a little something special once you dig into it. It's got a hidden core, a hidden gem on the center. In the center, you gotta lick it. How much do you have to lick it to get to that center, though? Ethan, the server crashed. That sucks. Speaking of lost progress, actually, I have to kill my Lich. I have to kill my Lich really bad because my Lich stole my Tau Forged Archon shard. I was doing the Archon hunt today before the weekly reset, and my Lich stole my Tau Forged red shard. I want that back. I want that back really bad. But I'm sorry the server crashed and destroyed. Ooh, it's a little fish island. I'm sorry that the game crashed and you lost your progress. That's very rude. Are you gonna play it again? How much progress did you lose? Boy, if you had that power, you wouldn't have to spend so much time sailing back and forth the sea. Wouldn't that be nice, Fry? But let me tell you, there's no way he'll give up his power easily. You can get near the guy, you'll have to figure out how to shoot him from a distance. Don't you have a weapon that could pierce things from a distance? You know, whip, I tell you. It's fine, you'll get over it. It's an indie game, and the servers are holding up remarkably well for how many people... What's it called again? Forever? Is it like a fantasy game? Is it a little fantasy game for, like, elves and gnomes and stuff? You were level 5 when the server went down? That sucks. Can you save independently? Oh, hey! It's the guy that sucks. Foolish creature who does not fear the gods. To the ends of the sea with you. Let the winds of Cyclos' wrath blow you away. No. No, it's an MMO. You fool. Well, we're going somewhere interesting, I think. We will eventually get to the Tower of the Gods, guys. I swear. Ooh, where are we? Drink, are you all right? It would seem that the wind god Cyclos bears some ill will towards humans. As you go forward, be wise tonight. Try not to get sucked up by any cyclones you see upon the seas. It currently has 8K. That's actually pretty good, isn't it? Like, that's a good amount for indie MMO. How much does RuneScape have right now? Someone look up RuneScape's player count. But if we could only find a way to harness the power of those cyclones, then it might be possible for us to travel across the ocean instantaneously. You do not yet have an item that can pierce distant targets. If you did, you might be able to obtain such a power. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, and you will find that everyone you meet... Okay, well, we're in a different place. 77k. So, I mean, it has like a tenth of RuneQuest's RuneScape's players. It has a tenth of RuneScape's players. That's pretty good for an indie MMO I've never heard of before. That's pretty good. IMO. Old school RuneScape is dope. I never really got into it. I feel like it has a million billion systems. And I'm a big fan of systems. But it doesn't move me, Braun. It doesn't move me, Braun. Sorry. I'm sure there are some people who adore the systems. But it doesn't move me, Braun. So, but I know a lot of people who like it a lot. I know a lot of people who like it a lot. A lot. I keep wanting to stop by the fish to fill out. You know, a lot of people will play it, but you're not pretty big fan of MMOs in general. I do like MMOs. I just never get, like, attached to them, really, because I don't have, like, I bet if I had, like, oh, here's a clan of 40-somewhat people who play this MMO together, I'd be more willing to get into it. But I always play them by myself, make a bunch of characters, get to like level 10, and then never touch it again. Never touch it again. This start by opening up the sea chart. Got it. We're gonna have such a full sea chart by the end of this, guys. Woo! You see that there volcano that's spewing out lava like there's no tomorrow? Yeah, well, they say there's a great treasure hidden inside that thing. The thing is, everyone who's ever tried to get inside has just been blasted by the great balls of fire that come great balls of fire. Come shooting off the top. If you want to get inside, you ought to go find the island that's 1 square north and 4 squares west of here. That's where the power to freeze anything is hidden. Oh, so they say. Maybe it's not true, but it wouldn't hurt to look, Fry. You've been on a 15-year quest to find the greatest MMO ever made. I sample MMOs, I guess you can say. You're like, have you ever seen Josh Strife Hayes? Have you ever seen the YouTube channel, the YouTuber Josh Strife Hayes? He has a series called the greatest or the worst MMO ever made, I think. My man knows his MMOs. But that quest reminds me of your quest. Out of all, you idolize him? That makes sense. I like him a lot. I really like his content. And my man knows his stuff. He knows how to talk about video games. In my humble opinion. I think that he knows his stuff. He knows how to talk about a video game or two. And he even presented to the European Parliament, the European Union, over Stop Killing Games. That's pretty awesome. Ferry to the right? Here we go. Careening to the right. Is that starboard or port? Hard to starboard, I think. You want to know the... Yes, I would love to know the worst MMO in your opinion. I would love to know the worst MMO in your opinion. I haven't played a lot of them. Digimon Masters Online? Now that's a deep cut. I bet that's a deep cut. I have never heard of Digimon Masters Online. I can honestly say, without a doubt, I have never heard of Digimon Masters Online. Why does it suck? What about Digimon Masters Online makes it the worst MMO ever made, in your opinion? Ah! Look, another little man! A little man with a little tree. We opened the door. It has the complete Triforce of the elements of being a bad game. There's a Triforce of elements of being a bad game. Ah! I really like the fairy designs in this game, guys. I really like the fairy designs in this game, guys. Young Waker of the Winds, allow me to aid you in your quest. Give me something good! And the lotus flower with the 4 arms. Very Hindu. It's a very, like, it's got a lot of Hinduism in that. Oh! 60 bombs! That's overkill. I'm never gonna need 60 bombs, am I? Pay to win, horrible grindiness, and boring. Ugh, I think that boring is the worst thing a game can be. I don't know if you agree with that, but I think the worst thing a game can be is boring. Because you're meant to play it. The fairies in this fountain shall ease your weariness. When you grow fatigued from your battles, come here to be refreshed. The worst thing you can do is make a game boring. Are you starting to believe that there's no evidence for this whole Samsara thing? No, it's just made up. They just made it up. They don't have any... There's no... like... They never mention it once in Zelda that there's like a cycle of things at all. Yeah, streamers talking just straight nonsense. All right, where's this fish? Blue choo-choo! Give. Where's this fish? There he is. Actually, I started rioting something dumb. Because I was thinking that if I want to have like an actual internet presence, and maybe I want to, you know, not just be an unemployed streamer who plays Zelda on the internet, I'm gonna need to make other things. I need to be a creative in other ways. So I started writing just something that's been on my mind, specifically Eastern philosophy and how it applies to Warframe's story about motherhood. And about how Warframe, this grindy ninja space game that a lot of people accuse of not having a story, actually has a very deep embedded story about moms. And I just started writing. I got about 3 pages in. I think it's really rambly and not coherent yet, but I feel like I should flesh it out. I should probably flesh it out, make it a thing, make a thesis, make it a video essay, and then try to turn it into something and try to make a channel. I feel like that would be the smart thing to do. One thing you really liked about Skyward was the potions. They were actually important and fun to craft. They're not nearly as useful in older Zeldas. That's very true. I liked the bazaar in general. I think Skyward Sword had a lot of fun between upgrading your items, upgrading the shops, going to the bank, upgrading your potions. It's very good. In your personal opinion, DMO is so bad you should play in the private server for the game. Normally, you'd only say games closed down should have a private server. This game, though, this game does such a disservice to your time, you'd rather renew your Crunchyroll sub than play it again. That bad, huh? That bad, huh? Yep, I don't know. I think the worst thing a game can be is boring. I will always lament a fun game that's killed by bad devs. I will always lament a fun game killed by bad business practices. But I will never lament a boring game made by a good company. You know what I mean? I'll be like, it wasn't very fun to play. Maybe that's harsh, but if you didn't make your game fun, you failed at the fundamental thing of making a game. It's meant to be played. Word is, they hold an auction every night over there on Windfall Island. Every night the people gather in the Hall of Wealth to amuse themselves by spending a little money. Ah, the rich. Auctions may be a race to see who can bid the highest, but I'll let you in on a little secret. The key to winning an auction is to be both patient and bold. I'm serious, Fry. From what I hear, they get some great things up in the auction block too. Like heart-shaped stuff, among other things. maybe that's just a rumor. You should try it out, small fry. You might just like it. And that's all the info I've got to offer. Sure, Mr. Fishman. How does he know that? I want to know where the rumor system... Is he talking to the little girls? Do the little girls control all rumors in the game? I don't know. After entertaining a bunch of games that engage with Eastern philosophy, such as The Legend of Zelda, such as the Dark Souls series, such as Warframe, I've kind of become really frustrated having like lore and morality debates. Hello everyone, you do agree boring is one of the worst things a game can be. Thank you! Vindication! If Baritone agrees with me, I can never be wrong. That is the true fact. That is the true way. I've become quite annoyed getting into like lore debates with people who are not stuck. It's just the way they grew up, and it's the way they know, and it's the way they understand things. But they engage. Do you have want me to tell you the moment? Yes, you can tell me the moment you gave up on that game. Absolutely. You are allowed to. I needed to be way closer. God bless. That was a waste of that was a waste of about 10 rupees. It's just the way that they view the world through binary, right? Good and evil. It's a system of this thing is good, this thing is evil, and good and evil is a linear path from one to the other. So when they talk about, like, Lotus, right? When they talk about Lotus, they're like, okay, I don't get it. Is she, like, a war machine, genocidal war machine? Or is she a put-upon baby that was, like, horrifically abused and traumatized? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. She's a genocidal Roomba and a horrifically traumatized woman. And both of these things are correct. Because the tension is the point of it, right? Hi, small fry. Yeah, I've heard. I've played. God forbid there's be layers to a character. It's not even that. I mean, yeah. Like, you see people who are like, you can't like Uncle Iroh from Avatar The Last Airbender. You can't like Uncle Iroh because he was a war criminal. And it's like, okay. Yes, this is true. And this is an important part of his character. A lot of his wisdom and his grace and his personality comes from the fact that he's done horrible things. And he's grown as a man and as a person. He assisted in a war meant to conquer and destroy the other nations and discovered through loss of the thing that mattered most to him that what he was doing was evil. Okay, here's the system. It's a free-to-play game where you can get various Digimon on your team. You can pay $5 real money. A chance. Wow. They hit the jackpot, didn't they? I feel like Digimon isn't that big of an IP. Woe befall me that I say Digimon's that big of an IP, but it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not Pokemon. Maybe I'm really wrong. Maybe Digimon has like billions of fans, but I feel like Digimon is the Sonic to Pokemon's Mario. Digimon came out before Pokemon. I'm not saying which came first. I'm saying which is the bigger one. I don't care which came first. Like, I'm saying which is the one that became the worldwide juggernaut, right? That's the point of Iroh, that even someone like him could change? Exactly. Which is why Ozai is also important, because Ozai cannot change. Ozai will always be a monster. So, you know, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and people just have this binary, this person is good, this person is evil, and it's like, actually, that tension can exist within themselves, just like that tension exists within you. I bet you do horrible things too. But that doesn't make you a horrible person. It means that you are unbalanced. Most unbalanced is what I want to say to a lot of comments. I'm always like, unbalanced decision making. I've done a fish fortune on you, small fry, and from what I can tell, it looks like you're fated to come to this place many times. And the keys that control that fate are none other than the lucky items known as the Triumph Forks. Yeah, there's some sort of magical utensils. If you want to learn more about the Triumph Forks, talk to that guy Tingle. That's what the fish fortune told me. Now, I know I may only be a fish, but my fortune telling is uncannily accurate. You better believe it, small fry. And that's all the Triumph Forks. I wonder what those could be. You love Digimon and you take it as a personal affront to all that is holy. You rank its official MMO as an abomination. That's rough. That's rough. I'm sorry that the official MMO of the IP you love sucks. That is unfair. But I am also unsurprised. It is unfair. Yeah, like if you love the thing, it should have good media. It's unfair that the thing you love has bad media. That's not right. That's not right. They should get people who love it as much as you do making the stuff. Because then maybe it'll actually be good. Okay, so where do we go? Oh, interesting. Huh. And is the water gonna lower? Does the water go up and down depending on a time limit? You relate as a Star Wars fan who fell for the High Republic's tricks in marketing? Yeah. Yeah. What about DC Universe Online? Anybody play through DC Universe Online? Anybody fall for that one? Ah! Whoops. Whoops. Let's go exploring. This should be interesting. I've never done... Well, of course, I've never done this before. I've never played this game before. Is that an Armos? Is that an Armos? Can I move it? Ooh! Yeah, that seems about right. It's not bad, save for the FOMO. Oh, the FOMO. It pulls with it. I went into DC expecting nothing and still being disappointed. That's how it always is. That's how it always is. Yeah, I want it like that. I didn't want to throw a bomb at him. I wanted to throw my boomerang at him. But a lot of MMOs just seem money. It was like live. It's not bad. Very glad Pirates Online now exists as a completely free fan server. Exactly. Exactly. Well, it's like... Interesting. Okay. Okay, no. It is super interesting because a lot of, like, MMOs were before live service. I don't know if y'all remember. MMOs were like the original attempt at trying to get as much money as they possibly could out of, like, the live service genre. And then, you know, live service came out and a lot of companies... You will say City of Heroes is a superior product. It's also fun. City of Heroes is actually quite fun. I haven't played it much since I originally downloaded it, but it is fun and it's still on my computer, so I could play it. One of, like, they just saw dollar signs. They saw the success of World of Warcraft and went, we can do that easily because people love our IP. And then they didn't understand the actual, like, logistics of making an MMO work. And then all those MMOs died or were horrible, or they exist to extract as much value as they possibly can in a short period of time before they're inevitably killed. Yeah. Very sad. Oh! Interesting. You love these bridges? They're very cool. So far, this is really cool. I think I'm figuring stuff out. Okay. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? That's pretty neat. I want to go into that mess. I want to see what's in that door. Don't go up, water. We're going through a door. Ah! Okay. Ah! That sucks. There's a little man in there. Yeah, no. Stop that. Stop that. Ooh, ooh. Many chew. Okay. I need it. No! Unfortunate. You wouldn't say, Forever's you see definite potential? That's good. Hopefully they maintain it. I can't tell you how many times people have been looking for, like, alternatives or things to... No. Let go. Oh? Hmm? Hmm? Yeah, I think so. Sorry, I'm using my brain and it's not working out. Do you know what else you saw potential in? No, I don't. You're gonna make me play the guessing game, though? I hate the guessing game. I just know that, like, Blue Sky, a lot of people were really excited for Blue Sky to be an alternative to Twitter, and then it also sucks. It's an unpopular game. Uh-oh, unpopular because it's bad, or unpopular because, like, I'm not allowed to play it? Anthem! Anthem, yeah! Anthem. I feel like Anthem had really good movement. I feel like Anthem could have been something. It had foundation, yeah. It came out a really bad time. And also from a really bad company. Like, I could see why it didn't. I can see why it didn't. No, stop it. I can see why it didn't grow. Not BioWare. I'm not saying that BioWare was a really bad company. It was a weird company to do Anthem. BioWare was certainly a weird company to do Anthem. But, like, everybody was trying to make the next, like, MMO looter shooter to get, like, Destiny numbers. And it just wasn't gonna work out. I don't know. And I know a lot of people immediately compare it to, like, Destiny and stuff like that, but that's its major competition. It's gonna get compared to Destiny, sorry. It doesn't matter if it's not like Destiny or Borderlands. It is a sci-fi looter shooter with, an emphasis on exosuits. Like, that's gonna get it compared to Destiny. Give me your Iron Man simulator, and I think that if that's what it was advertised around, if it was advertised around the mech suits and the mobility, rather than it being like, oh, Diablo, but this time you're a mech, it's like, it probably would have been, and also, it probably would have been much better received if it was a traditional kind of BioWare-style game, instead of it being like a, dang it. I'm trying to time this. I'm doing it wrong. If it was like what BioWare is known for. But EA is a really bad company, and now it's owned by the Saudi Arabians. So take that as you will. Take that as you will. I don't know. This is all coming from someone who is not an industry specialist. Just someone who likes video games. But Anthem was a really interesting one. Like, you can see why it died. You can watch it, you can see, like, the decisions that led to its death. I feel like, didn't it also have issues with, like, later game? Like, once you got to a certain point, there wasn't, like, you ran out of game. I remember hearing that there wasn't much purpose to playing later in it. And I don't know how grindy it was. I know certain people have issues with getting... It did, however, you were honestly looking forward to see their big redesign. What were they going to do to it? Were they going to have a big update for it? I didn't follow Anthem that closely. I know it's dead. I know it's dead. That it did not get the support that perhaps it could have had or deserved. But EA is an evil company. Like, just straight up bad guy evil company. So, yeah, but the last moment, they probably just didn't want to sync anymore. I think BioWare is not long for the world. Maybe that's like a cynical thing to say, but I really don't think BioWare is long for the world. Same with Bungie, actually, if we're going to talk about, like, dying. Did you guys see that Bungie was at like a $560 million deficit or something like that? Something ridiculous. Like, it is bad. It is bad over there right now. That Sony was expecting way more money when they bought Bungie. And it did not work out. I think Destiny is one of the games that I'm most sad about. I loved Destiny. I played like a ridiculous amount of Destiny. I largely still love Destiny. I love its world, I love its characters, I love its factions, I love its guns, I love its aesthetics. I really like Destiny. Was it you who told me why company buy IPs only to do nothing with them? Probably not. I don't remember saying anything about that. What was the thing that was said about it? Oh, this sucks. Okay, interesting. Okay, we're gonna have to move this so that we can jump across. Destiny is the most disappointing yet incredibly fun game you've ever played. Exactly. It had bones. It had bones, guys. It had bones. God, what a game. The Vex are too cool. They literally make nothing off of a purchase and they can write it off as tax cuts. That actually kind of makes a lot of sense. I can get $10 trillion in tax cuts if I buy a massive IP. Yep. Well, Ingus. It's my IP to do nothing with. There goes that stick. Well, we have a couple more tries. I don't know. There's got to be a lot of changes. I think if we're going to have like a functioning society in 10 years, there's going to have to be a lot of changes to how corporate law is done. Like, there's going to have to be a lot of changes to how corporate law is done, or we're going to lose. We're going to lose a lot. And I'm not confident it's going to happen, which sounds really dour, but I'm just... Money. You know what I mean? People are willing to give up everything for money. And it's really, 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 really sad. Oh! Small key. But where do we put the small key? Oh, gross. Hey, you're back? Your Twitch broke for like 5 minutes? Why'd your Twitch break? Sorry to hear your Twitch broke. I think I can make it. I cannot make it. I should have, choo-choo. Because you were using your VPN? Oh, did you hear that? Utah? The state of Utah is the first state in the union to have criminalized VPNs. Did you guys hear about that? I don't know how they're gonna enforce that, but the state of Utah is the first state in the United States to criminalize using VPNs to get around age verification laws. They have also decided that they're going to build a data center that takes twice the state's electricity, twice the amount, the entire state produces as, they're going to build a data center that is twice the amount of electricity that the state produces currently. And, I haven't really gotten to use this yet. They're currently suffering from a water crisis. So, and they also did not have a, like, they did not have a vote on it because they knew it wasn't gonna win. So, that's exciting. That's really exciting for Utah. Good state. Very exciting to live in Utah right now. For those who do. That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna happen. Like, there needs to be some real changes to how people interact with and how corporations are treated in, like, the next decade. Because they're going to kill the planet and everyone in it. But it's not gonna happen because money is just too powerful. It's really sad to watch. It's really sad to watch. Not to be dour. Not to be dour on my Wind Waker stream. But I've just been thinking about it a lot. I've just been thinking about it a lot because it's just really sad. It's really sad to watch. Oh my god, what? Why did it sound like that? Good enemy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Did you hear that Virginia is just completely invalidating people's votes? That is an interesting topic. And maybe a little bit too partisan to get onto this one. This one, not to be too dour. Yeah, I think, according to the Virginian state constitution, at least from what I have seen and what people have argued, the Virginian Supreme Court is technically correct, but you can definitely feel the partisan lean, right? So that's what I've heard. Is the man's gonna appear again? No. That's what I've heard. That's what I have heard. I know that people voted for it. And I'm sure that if they had another special referendum, they could probably get it on the docket and win. But I don't know. But I have heard about that. Not to make this a politics stream. I don't want to be a political streamer. But I have heard about that. I have seen people just say, well, watch them enforce it. And I'm like, yeah, you know, lawlessness is cool. Let's just ignore the constitutions of individual states in the country. That sounds awesome, actually. It's very Andrew Jackson up in here right now. I don't know if you guys get that reference. When Andrew Jackson was told by the Supreme Court of the United States that the Trail of Tears was unconstitutional, when the Cherokee tribes successfully argued before the Supreme Court that the treaties were not to be broken, and that it was wrong for Andrew Jackson to try to kick the 5 civilized tribes off their land, Andrew Jackson said, I have seen the court make their decision. Now watch them enforce it. And the Trail of Tears happened anyways. Wildly unconstitutional. Wildly unconstitutional. But he was such a popular president, and he was doing such a popular thing that, like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter, right? And it's like, people are like, oh, we're living in unprecedented times. And it's like, yeah, but it's like, not like the first time the United States has done horrible things, even though it says not to in the, it says not to in its little piece of paper that everybody loves so much. Little history lesson for everyone involved. Read about Andrew Jackson. He's an incredibly interesting president. He is an incredibly interesting president. I have a lot of Andrew Jackson facts. I remember I was working, I was a barista for a while. I was working at a coffee shop, and we got held over because there was like a local, they were doing promenade. I don't know if you guys know what a promenade is. Dude certainly was a character, incredibly so. Incredibly so. Andrew Jackson is one of the most characterful presidents we've ever had. Now you're sadly depressed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be dour. I really didn't mean to be dour. It's just I am a reader, unfortunately, and it's fine. It's the way the topic went. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about Andrew Jackson. And maybe that'll make people feel better. We had a promenade, which is an event where all the little high school children get dressed up in their Sunday best, and they get paraded in front of proud parents who take pictures as they get out of limousines and classic cars. It's a very small town, I feel. Where am I supposed to go next? It's a very small town thing, I think. But it had meant that we were getting stuck. That's where I came in from, right? Here's where you're supposed to go. In other words, prom? No, it's a little bit different. Because it's the event before prom. Because usually with prom, the parents aren't involved. With promenade, it's a literal parade down Main Street as people show off their classic cars from the 50s and the 60s, and parents line the streets in like fold out chairs, and the children walk on a red carpet. Oh, hey, Bea'sMos. Everybody, it's Bea'sMos. Everybody, whoa, that is a weird looking Bea'sMos. That's a weird looking Bea'sMos. So it's a little bit different than prom, because it's basically what if kids had a red carpet when they went. Okay, so this is a Bea'sMos that's weak to the bow. This is not a Bea'sMos that's weak to the bombs. That's different. Oh, that's scary. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Am I explaining why it's different? But the promenade started and we had to stay open late. I was supposed to get off at 5 in the afternoon, and then we had a closer who was supposed to get off at 6:30 in the afternoon. But because of promenade, we had to stay on, or I elected to stay on to help her close, because I felt like it wasn't fair for her to do all of promenade by herself. And we ended up staying an extra, like, till around 7 or 8. And during that, everybody kept paying in cash. And they were specifically paying in $20 bills. But I had so many Andrew Jackson facts that every single time someone paid with a $20 bill, I was able to give a new one. And there was this guy who was on the counter. He was sitting next to the bar drinking like a hot chocolate because it was cold. I think it was like a 20-something degree day, which was rough for the spring. It was rough for the spring. It was a cold snap. And he was cracking up as it got farther and farther. I think I got onto like my 15th or 16th Andrew Jackson fact before I ran out. Or I didn't run out. People ran out of $20 bills. Money is one of my special interests. American money is one of my special interests. I really like the figures on the money and the rules around the money and why and stuff like that. I remember there was this one guy who came in to, this was a different job. This was at another job where he came in and he paid with a $50 bill. And I was like, Ulysses S. Grant, commander of the Union military during the Civil War. And I think 19th president of the United States. I might be wrong about when he was president, but you know, Gilded Age era president. And I just said that, and he goes, imagine how mad people would be if they put Trump on $1. And I was like, he has to die first. And he looked at me all weird, and he was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, he has to die first. We don't put living people on our money. It's something that the United States explicitly chose not to do, because Ulysses was the 18th president. I was one off. I was pretty close, though. It's something that the United States specifically chose not to do. They don't put living people on their money because we want to distance ourselves from, like, dictators and kings. Living people don't go on the money. You have to die first. He looked so dumbfounded. I was like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, that's just basic. Like, once he dies, put him on a quarter. I don't care. You're allowed to do that. That's fine. But he can't be on the money while he's alive. Unless we just want to give up the goat. I mean, like, that's the thing. I wouldn't be so upset unless people just were like, yeah, this is what we want to do now. And it's like, cool. At least you're honest, right? Like, yeah, we want to put him living because he's, you know, he's the guy we want to make our first, like, dictator king. Okay, fine. Cool. You're allowed to do that. Just be honest about it. Don't try to, like, claim American ideals without knowing what they are. That's dumb. That's rude. Be honest about what you are. If you're a monarchist, be a monarchist. What did that say? I didn't read it. Seeker of the Goddess's guidepost. Press R to call me and guide me to my place of truth. He just screamed at it. Okay. Look at this guy. Who is this man? Guys, we got a pet. We got a pet statue. Andrew Jackson was the 7th president of the United States, right? Hugely populist president. Probably the first major populist president. And also our last president to have taken part in the American Revolution. Fun fact. There was no other president after him that took part in the... Uh-oh. There was no other president. You thought he was the 5th? Is he the 5th? Well, no, because you have Monroe. Monroe's the 5th. Yeah, Andrew Jackson was the 7th president. Because you have Washington, Adams, Jefferson, and Adams? Monroe. No, Washington, Adams, Jefferson. Succeeded by Martin Van Buren. Yeah, the 8th president, the guy with the sideburns. You know, Martin Van Buren, the guy with the sideburns. Everybody remembers Martin Van Buren. Come on. Martin Van Buren, the guy who presided over the economic collapse that followed Jackson's presidency because Jackson killed the bank. Yeah, Jackson killed the first federal bank. Did you guys know that? That's another fun fact about Jackson. He killed the first federal bank. But I'm pretty sure, is it Quincy? No, it's... Yeah, Quincy's the 4th. John Quincy Adams is the 4th president. Then you have Monroe. Am I wrong about that? Or is it Monroe, then is it Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Monroe, Adams? Is Adams 6? I'm missing a guy, aren't I? Yeah, I just know that Jackson's 7. Jackson also hated John C. Calhoun. John C. Calhoun is a really important guy because he was Jackson's, do you want to be here? Where do you want to go, little guy? He was Jackson's vice president. You should look up John C. Calhoun. He sucks. Huge slavery man. My man loved slavery. Do you want to be here? No. I think you want to go outside with me. Do you want to go outside with me? Let's go outside. Where do you want to go, dude? Where are we bringing this man? American politics. But specifically in the 1800s. You must rest. Thank you and good night. Good night. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you had a good time. We found this guy. We're gonna beat the Tower of the Gods, and it's gonna be lovely. Madison! James Madison! I can't believe I forgot about James Madison, president during the War of 1812, where Andrew Jackson got his name for the Battle of New Orleans. That James Madison who had to hide in a chicken coop while the British burned down the White House. That James Madison whose wife saved the portrait of George Washington whilst The British burned down the White House. That James Madison. We get a new song, I think. Look at that. We got a new song. I hope Cobalt's doing well. I hope Cobalt didn't just, like, miss... the notifications or anything. I know they were upset that they missed the other 2 streams. You learned the command melody. Uh-oh. Did we just get the Dominion Rod? My kin wait beyond the doors. Control them and guide them to the places of truth to open the path of the gods. Very nice. Very nice. We got a new melody, everybody. We got the Dominion Rod. I think the Dominion Rod is one of my favorite items in Zelda history. I don't know how many people are huge fans of the Dominion Rod, but I think it's interesting. No. I really like his sound. Why does he sound like that? That's awesome. I love the way you laugh. Have you guys seen that Justin Bieber clip? Has anyone seen that Justin Bieber clip? Oh, that's a good sound. Did you hear that? That's a good sound effect. Come on, man. Come here. Come on, dude. Come here. Come on, man. Come here. You know you want it. That's a good sound effect. Smack. Is there... Oh. Who wants to bet those are grappling hook points? Indeed they are, but the bubble is going to be a problem. Is he making like little kind of like with his teeth? He's making little chattering noises with his teeth that go. That's awesome. It was a vine. It was a vine. It was a vine. I like the way you laugh. Justin Bieber's a really interesting kid. Isn't he like one of the first? Isn't he like one of the first people who got mega famous off of YouTube? Am I remembering my internet history correctly there? It was like he got mega famous off of YouTube and then, you know, got record deals and was, and then Jaden Smith and him did a song together, and Jaden Smith was in Karate Kid, but this time it was Jackie Chan who was the old man, I think. And Jaden Smith was the kid. And remember when Will Smith tried to make like Jaden Smith's career a thing? You remember that? Y'all remember that? Am I just making stuff up? What is Jaden up to? What is Jaden up to? There is nothing nearby that you can control. I don't think I agree. I don't think I agree. Definitely one of the first to go beyond the YouTube label. The early 2010s. The early 2010s. Indubitably. But that will go away. But that will go away. Okay. Well, that's how we got across in the first place. Can I control this? Can I control you, oh massive statue? No. Well, Pingus. Can I grab it? No. Uh-oh. We've gotten to a puzzle I don't understand. what separates the things you can control from the ones you can't? Respectfully. How can you tell? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be able to control that. Am I supposed to, like, use the... Can I use the grappling hook to grapple up to it? And then I can stand in front of it? And is that what I'm supposed to do? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I started getting a bunch of videos about, actually? I thought it was interesting. I started getting a bunch of videos about Try Guys, but specifically the Ned Fulmer controversies. I thought that was fascinating, because that happened literal years ago. And I was never, like, a big Try Guys guy. Like, they weren't my content, per se. But I was in a big circle of people who really liked Try Guys content. Because they were, like, BuzzFeed refugees, right? Like, they were all BuzzFeed refugees. Am I remembering that correctly? But, like, it wasn't my specific cup of tea. So it was interesting to just get suddenly inundated by Ned Fulmer content in the year of our Lord, 2026. Because that happened, was it 2 years ago? Only 2 years ago? Only 2 years ago. I remember it being a big deal, though, for my Try Guys friends. They were like, oh my god, the wife guy was not a wife guy. But also, a lot of them weren't surprised, which I think is really sad. Which is kind of crazy. Like, man, imagine making that your entire, like, brand, I guess, and then people being like, oh, he cheated on his wife. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know if this is the right idea. No. Little bit up. Obviously, we are free associating here in the dungeon as we try to figure out how to get past this part. Can I make him go faster? Can I make him go faster on the rope? Because it feels like he hits like a, I'm like leaning back and forth in real life, by the way. I want him to go even faster. I want him to build even more momentum. Oh. That doesn't seem to be working. Is there a ladder? Hello? Hello? Oh! My bad! There was just a button prompt that I was completely ignoring. There was just a button prompt! Okay, now we gotta figure this out. The nefarious button prompt. Okay, buddy, I think you need to sit here. No, that doesn't feel right, right? Okay, wait. What if I sit here, and then you sit there, and I do this? Will this work? Can I command you? Whoa! Indeed I can. Indeed I can. I can control the man. Very nice. Nice little... I don't know what instrument that is, but it's usually the one you hear for weird mind-affecting powers. So, good sound choice. Good sound choice. People will immediately latch on to what that instrument is doing, because they know what it feels like. That's how you know you're affecting minds. I am the yeast of thoughts and minds. I think we gotta leave this guy here while we use our rope to go over there. I think that's what's gonna happen, so let's try that. Oh, whoa, 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 sorry. What do you need, King of Red Lions? Drink, it is I, the King of Red Lions. I'm afraid there are some areas to which you will not be able to bring the servants of the tower, but do not fear leaving them behind. Once you have awakened them, they will await patiently for your return. Of this, I assure you. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. That's what I thought. Okay, so now we're gonna go... I figured that out all by myself, Mr. King. So far, cool mechanics. So far, cool dungeon, cool mechanics. I'm having a good time. I'm interested. Oh, is this where we're gonna get our... Oh! Hello, sir. What's your name? Huge man. He's wearing a knight's crest. Okay. Hey, helm splitter. Nice. Back slice. It's really cool. I want your sword. I want your sword. I want your sword really bad. Mine. 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 It's mine. It's mine. 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 It's mine. Bye. Bye. No, it's mine. It's mine. It's mine. Stop running. It's mine. No, stop. Stop. What? Oh, is he? Was that a kung fu stance? What's he doing? Look at him go! He's got the kung fu stance. Look at him. Oh. I can break the... Mine. What was that? Did you see that? Like flying... yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy is a Dark Nut. Was that a Dark Nut? He knows Kung Fu. He knows Kung Fu. What was that? Was that like monkey stance? Interesting. And that's where we get a Knight's Crest. Very cool. That was awesome. Good fight. I liked that. I like that the moves that the Hero Shade teaches you in Twilight Princess, this Link just knows. This Link knows the Helm Splitter and the Backslice. I knew it. I knew we were going to get the Hero's Bow here. Very good. I'm excited for the Hero's Bow. But that means that mayhaps our boomerang has reached a point where it's not as useful, unfortunately. That's usually what happens. At least we, well, we didn't actually have a dungeon to play around with the boomerang. Yep. It does short work of the Skullman. If I could shoot. No, reticle. We're shooting blind, kids. Oh, and it shows you what type of arrow it has in the top corner. Come on. I'm embarrassing myself in front of chat. Best viewers on more Russians. Hello, Russia. I wouldn't mind Russian viewers. I had a friend in college was from Russia. I really liked the conversations we have. I'm a big fan of Russian folk music. I listen to a lot of Russian folk, or used to listen to a lot of Russian folk music. I don't go out of my way to do it as much anymore, which is sad. I also engaged a bot named Extended Deceit, by the way. Uh-oh. Sokka would cry without the... I think, okay. I gotta say, you made me think about... we were talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender earlier. Avatar: The Last Airbender, honestly, wasted non-benders. Like, they could have had so many cool things with Charles Atlas superpowers, and they did. A couple of the characters, like Suki spider crawling up the tower in the Boiling Rock. Was it the Boiling Rock, or was it a different prison? I'm pretty sure it was the Boiling Rock. There are 2 different Fire Nation prisons that are just out there on the water, and Boiling Rock is one of them. Like, they just wasted... I mean, you have Master... what's his name? Pandao? Piandao, which is just Chinese for sword, by the way, because a Jian and a Dao are both swords in China. So his name is just Master Sword, which is pretty funny. They really could have done more with non-benders, and it really sucks that they never did. My personal opinion. I don't care how cool throwing fire out of your hands is. He does sort it up, though? Absolutely. That's the thing, is that the little moments we do get with the non-benders is awesome. Like Suki spider climbing, or Tylee chi blocking, or Mei with her knives, or Sokka with her with his boomerang. And it's like, oh, that's a lot of characters. Are you sure you sound like you're puncturing your own point by talking about how many non-benders they had. And I'm like, they each had like one moment of awesome. That's the thing, is that they each had like one moment of awesome. That's really important to point out. Oh, this is interesting. What is this hellhole? Boneman. Oh, God. Oh, God. Please. Fly true, arrow. You know what this is making me want to play, though? I want to play Wolong. Because we're talking about, like, Chinese mythology and Chinese weaponry, and I want to play Wolong. I never have any space on my computer or on my Xbox, because I just never get, like, space increases, and also, like, getting space increase is so expensive right now because of all the data they're gobbling up through the data centers. So I just never bite the bullet and do it, which means that I never have the games I want to play on my systems. And I want to play Wolong. Am I really this bad of a shot? Yes. Yes, I am. But like each non-bender in Avatar got like one moment of awesome. They get like one moment to do something cool, which is so sad. Gonna go to bed. Good night. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. Each gets like one moment of awesome, and it's like you could have had so much more. If you were cool, you could have had so much more. Interesting. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Like, there's such a genuine power and social imbalance between benders and non-benders, and that's why Amon makes me sad. Why couldn't his origin and reason for being first, but it's legitimate. Genuinely wasted potential. They really wasted potential of Amon. This is true. This is true. Like, they do not, like, they bring up the question, but they bring it up awkwardly and badly, and then just try to have it that we just don't engage with it, and that's so wrong. That's so wrong. Like, a lot of the jobs in Republic City are centered around benders. There are a lot of jobs you cannot get. And, like, that's power, right? That's economic power. That's, since Republic City is a democracy, that's voting power. Because, you know, congressmen and council members and stuff like that, they're gonna pander to certain groups that have economic and, like, actual power in jobs and in, like, people who are uneducated, unemployed, and probably unhoused are not going to have any, like, real power when it comes to, okay, into their democratic system, right? Like, compare the Southern Water Tribe to the Northern one, compare how they see each other and treat each other. Yeah, because the Southern Water Tribe has lost all its vendors due to systematic genocide, and the Northern Water Tribe hasn't. But is the Northern Water Tribe kind to its Southern sister? No! They're like, ugh, stinky non-benders. And it's like, yeah, all their benders got killed in a, like, by a genocidal group. And the Northern Water Tribe just uses that as an excuse to look down on their southern neighbors. That's horrifying and really sad, and they don't engage with it. And it's like, yeah, Amon has every right, like, legitimately. has every right to, it could mirror actual, like, communist or workman's revolutions. And then you could sit there and you could actually have a discussion about what happens when a democracy gets captured by populist movements like that. Make him on Lenin and make him really like Lenin. Like, have him engage with that system, right? Make him power to the people. And also, the people that they're fighting have literal magic powers. That would be cool! And it would be interesting and it would be fun. Oh, they can't do that. It's just a kid's show. It's just a kid's show. Yeah, it's just a kid's show. That's why they showed a genocide in the first season of the first show. And that's what they call it, and that's what they deal with it, and that's how they hold it. Because it's just a kid's show. Oh, you can't have a communist revolutionary, like... Shut up. That's what Avatar is good at. That's what it's good at. Adult themes in ways that make kids understand, and cool powers with cool action sequences. Like, I also think being backed by one of the disgruntled spirits all the way back in season 1 of Korra would set up a lot of stuff that kind of comes out of nowhere. Yeah! Like, imagine if, because they talk about spirits and the spirits being disgruntled and the spirits thinking benders didn't use their gifts right. Make it that Amon was a non-bender who lost his family to bloodbenders, and then he gets spirit bending from a disgruntled spirit, and his goal is to restore balance to the world by reducing the power of benders. And that sets up the stuff that happens in the later seasons. It doesn't feel like it came out of nowhere, where it's suddenly like, oh yeah, here's this. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, these guys are obviously gonna wake up. Huh. What's the goal here? Huh. Okay, do we have to sit here and... Let's see if that works. I don't know. I don't know. Korra's been talked to death. Everybody talks about Korra. I don't think it's a bad show. I'll say that. Maybe it gets a lot of undeserved hate, but the problem is that it is following legitimately one of the best pieces of television ever, I think. Like, I am not exaggerating when I say I think that Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the best pieces of television that could have been made with what they were doing. It's true lightning in a bottle. It really is. It's good show, Bront. It's good show, Bront. And, I think it just doesn't have... Uh-oh. We made these guys mad. It just, I don't know. I don't know. I remember reading that, what made it work, right, is that you had the guys who came up with the concept for the world, and then came up with the... You had the guy who came up with the characters, the character writing. And the character writing is so important. For Avatar to make it work. Okay, interesting. Oh? Armos are interesting in this one. Okay. You need 2 items to kill him, huh? Or at least 2 items help. That's cool. I like that a lot. Very neat. Very neat. Oh, essay in chat. Let me see. Like how he preaches how his origin, his family got killed and his farm was burned down by firebenders because they were extorting him and his family through those power dynamics, and his spirit fed up with the benders basically to get us bless him on with chi bending. I wish that was his real backstory and not just daddy issues and power creep. Yeah, I agree. I really do agree. I agree. Yeah, that would have been interesting. I don't know if I like the firebenders angle per se, because it's always like, oh, firebenders are always the villains. But, like, I understand why, right? I understand why. Fire is a destructive element. It is the perfect yang. It is the perfect yang. So it makes sense for it to always be used in that regard. But I can also say that it kind of sucks that firebenders are always the ones shown being the guys who hurt and kill everything. Perfect. 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 Just daddy issues and power creep, I feel, explains most shonen, though. They have the most directly murderous murder power. Earthbending. Airbending! Both earthbending and airbending, like, I understand that, like... What the frick was that? That's a horrifying sound, thank you. Because, like, throwing... What was the first murder committed with? What was the first... Not dangerous, I'm saying the most directly murderous. And I'm pushing back on that. What was the first murder ever committed with? A rock! A rock! Cain and Abel! A rock! And why are airbenders all pacifists? Because they can literally just steal your breath. You look at a rock and you see a rock, you look at a fire and you see danger. You can say that for water, too. No, I disagree. Like, I understand what you're saying, that you see fire and you see danger, and that's why it's yang, right? I understand what you're saying, but I would push back on it being like, well, it's the most directly murderous of the bending types. No! Highly disagree. I feel like earthbending has like a myriad of ways to kill you immediately. Earthbending has a myriad of ways. I will concede that fire is something you look at and go, hey, that's on fire. Whoa! But, like, I still think that it's not necessarily very fair that they're always the ones depicted as the murder guys. We need more villains. We need more villains from the other worlds. Okay, wait. I'm totally misremembering how to do it. I'm gonna have to do this every time. Okay, it's way easier than I'm giving it credit for. Yeah, it's way easier than I'm giving it credit for. Okay, what's this puzzle? I feel like I have to do something with this rock, yes? That is a really annoying sound effect, sorry. That is a really annoying sound effect. Wait. Do I have to somehow get a statue over here? Can I do that? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we can do that. These look like Armoses. They even have like the little rupee thing on the back. I thought that... Did it just say like, ah! When it fell into the water and died? Did I hear that right? Okay. I think... Methinks this is the way to do it. Like I said, the topic isn't danger or the ability to kill, it's the immediate, oh, that can kill. Like, I understand that fire in the world of Avatar is not destruction, more so energy in a pure sense, but there's no longer you can do with other than hot, while the other elements can do kill, it's like fire thing. I understand that, but I'm saying that it's an unfortunate stereotype within its own world that it's always firebenders. And that the other elements are just as capable of killing. And that it would be more interesting, if not more capable, honestly. Like, fire is a horrible way to go, but I think Earth has so many ways to kill a guy. Is this not how you do this? I'm really at a loss for this next room. It's just kind of a feels bad that all that fire ever gets is death and destruction. And it's commonly used to showcase that. I feel like it's a waste of its potential. Is this not how you do this? I'm a little bit at a loss then. Like, unironically, not sure. No! Because I don't know how to get that. If I can't get a statue across. Can you get a statue across and I'm just bad? I don't know. I don't know. My head is starting to hurt, actually. Come on, please. Please. Please work. I would like to be able to get past the next room. This is a dumb place to get stumped, I feel. Maybe I can just bring in one of the pots. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I can just bring in one of the pots. No, they don't let you go through the door with it. They're not cool like that. This is a really annoying sound effect, I have to say. And I thought you would be able to push this rock, but it won't let me grab it. And that's really kind of annoying. And I can't control the statue from here. I have to call to it to wake it up. So if I stand here... Can I shoot it with my bow? That's probably not gonna help. No. Hey, will this wake you up? Is there like an eye thing that I'm missing to shoot? Oh, I'm really stumped, and I don't like that. I really dislike this block, because to me, it looks like you'd be able to push it. And it's like, you can't. You can't interact with it. It doesn't do anything. You can't control it. Why is it here? Because like it's in the area, so that implies that you should be able to interact with it, right? But you can't control it. You can't command it. It's not something that you can interact with it. You can't push it. So the rock doesn't do anything, and that makes me upset because I want it to do something. You can't run past. You have to have something to block the button, but you can't bring a pot in. So I try to make the statues do it, but the statues can't do it, and I don't know what else to do, honestly. I'm a little bit at a loss, and I don't like being at a loss. It makes me upset. It makes me upset. I want to not be at a loss. I want to be at a found. I want to be at a found, and I'm annoyed. I'm a little bit annoyed at it. Because I feel like once I get the solution, it's gonna be really easy, and I'm gonna be really annoyed. No, it's not this room. Am I not supposed to be here yet? But I don't really see why. I don't think there's anywhere else in the dungeon I can go. You know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, just come back to this room later when you have more stuff. I really feel like... Also, let's save. Let's save just in case. Okay. Yes, I would like to continue playing, because I want to get this... Where's my... Oh, it's up. Like, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Like, this is one of the last rooms in the area, so we gotta be able to... I'm really thinking, unfortunately... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really thinking that we have to somehow get... Can we make that go even higher? Can we make this... I don't think it can. Because, like, the big problem I'm running into is that the statue doesn't go up. It need go up, but it don't. Because you need to do this. Uh-oh. The jar is not heavy enough. That's interesting. So the jar does not add weight. Good to know. A little bit disappointing, but good to know. Huh. I don't even... I'm pretty sure you can carry these statues through doors, right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm completely doing it wrong. Everything you need is in that room. No! I forget that A just throws it instead of puts it down every time. Why did they change the button scheme on that? Oh, you have to press right trigger to put it down instead of throwing it. I press the wrong buttons every time. Okay. But... No! I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. I didn't mean to do that. But I don't think that's how you do it. I don't think that's how you do it. Chad, am I dumb? This puzzle is giving me the works. It's the last one I need, right? Sad. I'm sad. I'm sad. Oh. Wrong door. Sorry, wrong door. Didn't want to go in there. What is that? Did you see that man? Who is that? What is that? Why is there a man? That wasn't here before. That was different. Who was that man? I'm right, that man was never here before? That's a different man? Are we heading the right way then? Is there going to be a thing in here that... Okay, there's gonna be a chest in here. I hope the chest is not just a, like a treasure chart. That'd be really sad, because then I'd have to go back to that room. Okay, you don't need to use your bow to open up their mouths, and I kind of wish you did. I think it would be cooler if they were forced to be a two item thing. But I don't think you need to use your bow to open their mouth. Which is unfortunate. I think it's really interesting how many rooms in these dungeons are optional. That the traversal for a lot of these... Oh, it's a joy pendant! Even worse than a treasure chart. It's a joy pendant. Even worse than a treasure chart. How many rooms in these dungeons are entirely optional is very fascinating to me. You have arrows? I don't need arrows, apparently. Okay. Okay. Sure. Is it just me, or does Link overshoot a lot of jumps in this game? Is he just like an overshooter? Like, he does not need to jump that far. He does not need to jump that far. I guess sometimes it saved me though, so you know, that works out. Now we gotta go back to that room that I have no clue what's going on in there. He's a slippery little guy. He is a slippery, slidey little man. That is very true. He's got places to be. I wish one of them was in the solving this puzzle, but you know, that's unfortunately the onus of solving the puzzle is on me. So we gotta figure out how we gotta pull this off. I'm really at a loss. If you guys see anything, I will not be upset at the idea of like a hint, because I don't want to spend the next 30 minutes in this room. It's just not immediately jumping out to me. It's just not immediately making sense to me. Or at all, actually. I say immediately. It's just not. I really don't have much of an idea of what we're supposed to go and do next. Because I don't think you can carry these statues out into the next room. At least you can't open the door with, and like, because of the way that the scales work, I don't know if I'm missing something. No, they just go up into the endless black void at the top of every single one of these dungeons rooms. Vision is alive! He's a puppet in a white void. And this is a really annoying sound effect. And then it's like, okay, now what? Now what? You try to look around in the... God, that's an annoying sound effect. Like, that is a rough sound effect. I don't know if that's the emulator or if that was the base sound effect in the game, but that is an annoying sound effect. I'm a little bit peeved. It really does feel like you should be able to move this thing, but you can't. Can I use my, Can I break these? No? Can't affect this. I really feel like you should be able to, like, grab onto this box and move it. Why can't you? Can you blow it up? No. What does it do? What is it? Purpose is it serving? You put it in the center of the room. It feels like it should be part of the puzzle. If it's not part of the puzzle, what does it do? Does this help? God, that's an annoying sound effect. Can you climb box? I can climb box, but I can't move it. Right? I can climb box, but I can't move it. So I don't know what to do once I'm up here. I'm directly across from him. Oh, wait. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I knew the second I figured it out, I was going to be so mad at myself. I was going to be so mad at myself, and I actually kind of am. It's the Deku Leaf. I forgot we owned one of those. If we haven't used it for the entire dungeon... Zelda, why are you making me use one of the earliest items I got? How rude! One of the first items we got in the game. I'm mad. How long did that take? I want an actual number of how long I was stumped by that puzzle. And I want you guys to beat me to death for it. I'm so upset. I'm really mad. I'm really mad that I got so stumped by that puzzle. Who is that man? We're getting attacked by an evil toucan. It casts magic spells. The Fruit Loops mascot has really gone off the deep end. Okay. Cuckoo for your death. That's Cocoa Puffs! Isn't Cocoa Puffs a rabbit? Isn't Cocoa Puffs a rabbit? Toucan Sam. Is it Toucan Sam? Toucan Dan? That's Monster Factory, right? Toucan Dan? Toucan Sam is... God, who remembers cereal mascots? It ain't me! It ain't me! Yeah, cereal mascots are all tangential. Yeah, because they're all cereal mascots. They're all... What's the name of the wolf who does the Cookie Crisps? What's the name of that wolf? You got Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble for the Pebbles. Cocoa Pebbles and Dino Pebbles. And then you got Toucan Sam. I'm pretty sure his name is Sam. Pretty sure I remember that correctly, that his name is Sam. And then you got the Trix Bunny. Pretty sure his name is just the Trix Bunny. You got whatever the leprechaun is for the Lucky Charms. Why won't the kids share with the mascots? Why are all the mascots desperately trying to get cereal that they'll never have? Why are they cut off? What happened? What did they do to deserve it? That they're not allowed to partake of the cereal. Well, I mean, no, it's a Cocoa Puffs bird. It's a bird. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm cuckoo for... that guy, yeah, it makes sense why he can't have Cocoa Puffs, because he becomes a ballistic missile at the mere whiff of them. He becomes like an IBM. Dangerous monstrosity. It makes sense that he's not allowed. Can we hit the... We're such a bad shot. Can you only hit it when the eye is out? Okay, I think we're having a bad time hitting that. We're gonna have a bad time hitting that, so we should probably... The desire that which they cannot have, that which they are denied. So they want it because they can't have it? Big if true. Big if true. There's gotta be one of the last chests in the area, right? God, that's an annoying sound effect. I'm sorry. That sound effect sucks. That's a really bad one. Nintendo, take your sound effects to the workshop because that one is bad. That one sucks. Don't like it. Okay. Easy enough. I thought it was going to immediately turn back on, and we'd have to figure out how to kill one of the Beamoses before we could get the key, but no. The Beamoses are just there to be... Oh god, they're... Whoa! They are enemies! They are enemies. My bad. Huh. What did I say? What did I say? That those guys were gonna come to life and attack us with their big gem butts. What did I say? Huh. Those were enemies. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Oh, not those guys. Oh. Interesting. I wonder why they drop... Oh! Yep, arrow... I'm really bad at fighting those. Ow! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! They're not that bad when they can't. They make, like, liquid pools of magma, though. Okay, these ones suck. Woo! Who wants to bet that the bow is gonna have to play a very important role in the killing of the boss here, huh? I bet, I bet, I bet, I bet. Okay, let's see what we got. I like it in Twilight Princess and in Skyward Sword when the key falls down on the ground, the big lock falls down on the ground with a heavy thud. Oh, is this just gonna be, You have done well to find your way to this place. Oh, chosen one. Thank you. Accept this final challenge. Do I have to? It's gonna be Nintendo hand and face boss. Nintendo loves their hand and face boss. It's like Bungo Bungo or that boss in Super Mario Odyssey. Nintendo hand and face boss. Which was also defeated using a bow and arrow in... What is with the X-Files theme? Yeah, Rockhead with disembodied hands. Lasers! That attack, it hurts your frames! That's the sound of, like, something catching on fire, not being it. Oh, that's what I thought. Not doing whatever he's doing there. Oh, that tracks you. Yeah, it is like a weird harpsichord, isn't it? Wait. It's like the, guys you beat earlier. Yep. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. It does kind of have like a classical feel to it, doesn't it? That's really interesting. Ow! Good move. Am I gonna get more arrows or am I screwed? Scary. It's like, this sounds like Bach. Yeah, it does. It has that kind of like motoring bass line and then the kind of fugue-like interplay. It sounds like Bach. This is very Baroque. This is a very Baroque theme. I like this boss though. This is pretty cool. I'm almost out of arrows though. I don't know what we're gonna do about that. Like, am I screwed if I just run out of arrows? Ah! Can you hit him with the the boomerang? Or does it have to be the bow? I think that might be it, though, with our last arrow. Rule of 3, right? The path can now be opened. O chosen one. What will now come to pass is tied to your fate. To the path we have chosen, go forward with caution. Our fate has been chosen. Woo! We win! Nice, thank you. He sneezed it out. He sneezed out our gift. Very good. You know, there's 44 pieces of heart in this game, which means that there are 9 hearts you get from just story progression. So 6 from dungeons. That means that there's 11 heart containers you build by finding them out in the world, which feels very Majora's Mask. It feels very Majora's Mask. It's actually pretty similar to the idea, I think. But there's another dungeon completed. Alright. I don't know. I guess we gotta ring that bell like in Dark Souls. Most of them are optional. Most hearts are optional. Yep. That is true. You can beat the game with, like, if you're doing just story content, you're only gonna have 9 hearts by the end of it. Is that the same bell sound that every single IP uses? It has to be. It is just like Dark Souls. But this did it 9 years earlier. It even is being used to be like, look, someone rang the bell. Someone rang the bell. You have done well, Drink. It would seem the gods have acknowledged you to be a true hero. But this does not mean your trials have ended here. Once you take your first step into the world beyond the ring of light you see shimmering in the waves before you, your true trial will begin. Are you ready? No, I want to do other things first. Do I have to? Somebody should have told me that I can't just do stuff if we go into... Actually, seems like my plan is... not what I thought it was going to be. I thought that we'd be able to do Tower of the Gods. And then a bunch of, like, finding stuff later, but apparently we go straight to the bottom of the ocean. Huh. Okay. Oh, nice. This might look familiar. To those who have played a Zelda game before. What? Look, the trees are just down here. Like, there's just trees down here. So it's less of like an ocean and it's just a place caught in stasis. Okay. You are probably wondering where you are, aren't you? Unfortunately, there is not enough time for me to explain it to you now. Once you are able to strike down Ganon with the item you obtain in this castle, all will be made clear to you. Trust in my words. See what awaits you in the castle. Okay. We'll have to do that tomorrow. So, turns out, we'll have to do different plans. We'll have to do different plans. It will not be what I thought it was, because I did not realize that once you complete the Tower of the Gods, you're stuck doing the castle next. Whoopsie poopsie. That would have been nice to know. But that's okay. That's okay. So tomorrow we'll do the castle, I guess. Alright, thank you so much for watching, everybody who's still here. Good night to everybody who isn't. Good night to anybody who watches the VOD, I guess. I have been getting views on those, so I guess maybe some people are watching those. But thank you so much for coming in to watch. I always enjoy when you do. Fun game, fun day, fun life. Alright, be back tomorrow around the same time. Good night.